Friends, hello, hope you are well. Let's get right into Sofi, what is happening here. First off, before I say this, I'm going to say some really negative stuff, but before I say that, let me say this. I am very bullish on Sofi. I like Sofi. I just made a video about them a few days ago where I was preaching to the heavens about them. But I do think there is something that is in the zeitgeist of every investor right now in the stock market you need to be aware of and everyone's talking about. And that is if things do not work out here, because let's be honest right now, where we're looking right now, this is pretty much all charts right now. Here's just a simplified little chart. You know, I put the trap right here. This is when we had that huge sell-off. This is when the market fell apart just 2 weeks ago, not even that. And some people are going like, this is the recession, this is the start of it. Well, it was just a sell-off at this point, but it could be huge clues to what is coming. So with that, we saw a pull-up, but almost every stock right now has almost this exact same chart where we're seeing a lot of these stocks come back. The problem is stocks are coming back a little too fast. I mean, look at Nvidia, for God's sakes. So there's a lot of things right now where we could be looking at a situation where with Sofi, the market is expecting a rate cut in September. It is, from Jerome Powell. He did not say it was going to happen, but more than likely, from what he was, hinting at, it's going to happen from what we know. So with that, the market seems like it's already pricing in. It's already priced in, hey, we're going to have a rate cut, because stocks are going berserk again. I mean, we saw some sell-off today, but it wasn't a huge sell-off by any means. But with this situation right now with Sofi, if we do see a recession and another collapse of the market, here's the situation. I don't think it'll be this month. It would be after a rate cut, obviously, because that's how these things happen. But here are two big things that could potentially hurt Sofi even if we do see a rate cut, one of them in particular. So here we go. The first big one right now, and there's not a lot of information on this other than what we've been hearing in the media, but here's the thing. Obviously, Sofi is a bank, and Sofi, one of their biggest things they do is student loans. So right now we have Kamala, the Democrats, coming out and say, hey, we're going to do more student loan forgiveness. And there's not a lot of written out guidelines what they're going to do with this. Obviously, the first batch of it that Biden did was very, very detailed, who, what, how they got it. I'm sure this one will be kind of the same way. But still, student loan forgiveness, this is a question right now where we go, okay, does this mean the government is going to take people's student loans and pay for them, or are they just going to order they be canceled? So I say this because this is in a lot of the comments right now. This is what a lot of people are talking about with Sofi. It's a scary situation because that's money out of their pocket again. This is really one of the number one reasons Sofi collapsed during COVID, because student loans froze and people were not paying their student loans, and that is one of the huge factors of why Sofi collapsed. So we had that situation right there, but that's a tricky conversation right now because there's not a lot to go off on that right now, but I do want to address it because it is out there. The other thing, obviously, is the biggest one. Will there be rate cuts in September? A lot of us think yes, and I think a lot of us are thinking and seeing that the market is already pricing in rate cut that this is going to happen. The problem that we're seeing right now is that the S&P 500 is going freaking bananas. It's going bananas. It's going so bananas that it's a little scary. And a lot of us are going. It's almost right back up. It's about to break into 6,000. But is it going to make it? Is it going to make it? Or are we going to have a huge collapse? That's kind of what a lot of people are wondering here. And not that a collapse is going to ruin everybody, but it will be a huge set and it will be a huge pullback. And it will leave people back holding stocks. Everything will be involved in it. There's no escaping what will happen if we do see a collapse here. So this rate cut in September that Jerome Powell is supposed to talk about, we don't know a lot more than what he has already said. Potentially, maybe. This Thursday, Friday, Jerome Powell will be talking again. And from what we're hearing, whispers coming out right now is that it's not going to be good. So a lot of people are expecting that probably Thursday, Friday, especially Friday, will be huge sell-off in the market. From what is being said right now, even a lot of information that was said 2 weeks ago when Jerome Powell talked is now going to come out. Well, actually, some things weren't exactly 100% what we said they were. So this is what is already coming out of the media with what's going to happen here in the next 48 hours. So we have a lot of stocks going berserk right now. We have Nvidia still a little bit of sell-off today, but going crazy. Tesla, all these stocks that are reporting earnings, and everything's running hot. It is running so hot, it's scary. And Sofi is running pretty good. Sofi is, this is good ground. We're at a, right under 740 with Sofi. This is good. Honestly, we're usually at like $6 and some change. But I think this run that we're seeing, this 1, 2, 3, 4 run that we're seeing right now, just the last 4 days here in Sofi, this is strictly 100%. It's because the market is pricing in what potentially they think is going to happen here this week with Jerome Powell, and potentially what is rate cuts could be happening here in September. I'm just a lot of it's out there, man. I don't want to come on here and say like, hey, this is a guaranteed situation. It is and it isn't. I am hopeful. Like I said, I made a video a few days ago where I was like, I'm hopeful that rate cuts are going to happen. If rate cuts do happen, I believe Sofi within a 24, 48 hour period will probably go to $10 to $12 to $15 potentially. That is that's probably how massive the move will be in Sofi, because it will be the green light, it will be the gas to the pedal, it'll be what Sofi has been waiting for years now. And investors, bigger investors, they will start buying up. It'll be chum in the water. So there's just a lot coming up here that is, it's exciting, but it's scary too. And a lot of people, if you're long term in a lot of stocks, you're probably not too worried right now. But if you're a day trader, you trade in and out of things, it's a little more difficult right now. It's a little more difficult because we're having to read a lot of things in the market. Not only are we just having to read what the general bread and butter market does on a day-to-day basis, but on top of that, we have, well, there may be rate cuts in September. Well, there may be a recession after that. Well, we may already be in the beginning stages of a recession. Well, 2, there's going to be an election in November, and this candidate wants this stuff, and this candidate wants this stuff, and they both affect the market differently. So it's a little difficult right now to really trust where things are going in the market. Obviously, if you're putting money in Nvidia, Tesla, a lot of big AI stocks right now, your Amazons, your Walmarts, a lot of these cyber companies, you're going to be fine. But there are a lot of these low cap stocks and stocks that, how are gas stocks going to perform under Kamala? We know they're going to do well under Trump because Trump won't shut up about them. And we know Kamala's going to go into green energy. So, they're not going to do well under her. How are bank stocks going to do under Kamala? How are bank stocks going to do under Trump? REIT stocks, a lot of these things, these are the conversations that you should be having here right now. So, friends, with all that said, that is pretty much what a lot of us are seeing right now. I think a lot of us are on the same page. It's just wondering, where is Sofi going to go? Sofi is either going to shoot off into the moon here towards the end of September, or it's going to pivot and it's going to go back down to a $5. I guarantee you, if we see a rate cut, Sofi is going to fly. If we do not see a rate cut in September, I guarantee you Sofi will go back down to mid $6 range or even a high $5 range. I guarantee it. And after that, it'll simply be up to the election and how fast we can get a bull run in the market. So friends, that's pretty much what I see. My thesis. I'm just, that's where we're at. I wish all of you the best of luck, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye bye, everyone.